Angry Cambodian workers got out of control at a chicken abattoir in Chonburi, forcing police reinforcements to be called and ending with 4 of their cars damaged. Officials from the Secretariat of the Cabinet and from Parliament said yesterday that by mid-August, Thailand is expected to have a new Prime Minister. According to the United Overseas Bank of Thailand, state-owned banks' aggressive moves to generate higher deposits to support lending for large government projects are distorting the structure of real interest rates. Update the news around the world with Onrawi Tangmisang and Nirasha Malisak Lemia in Asean Newsroom.
Good morning and welcome to Asean Newsroom. Today is Tuesday, July the 12th of 2011. You're with me, Orawi Tangmisang.
And I am Nirasha Malisak Lemia. Starting with a protest by Cambodian workers got out of control at a chicken abattoir in Chonburi's Nong Yai district on Sunday, forcing police reinforcement to be called and ending with 4 of their cars damaged. The Cambodians were angry that Thai workers who injured a number of their countrymen in a fistfight earlier in the day were not punished. Some 200 Cambodian workers at GFPT of Thailand had demanded that factory guards deal with the Thais after several of their countrymen were hurt in the brawl. But guards at the factory were unable to control the situation, so they alerted Nong Yai police and 20 officers were sent to calm the protesters down. Police then arrested 2 Thai workers and were about to take them to the police station when the workers threw rocks and sticks at the police cars. Chonburi Police Chief Major General Thanet Pin Muangam led an 80-strong backup team to inspect the situation, which resulted in 4 police cars and some factory property being damaged. Negotiations later between Cambodian workers, leaders and police ended with agreement no action would be taken against them and the Thai workers who assault the Cambodians would be arrested. GFPT bosses agreed to pay for damage to the police vehicles. Cambodian workers returned to their living quarters at 1:40 a.m. but police stayed at the factory until the morning to prevent any further violence. Police were gathering evidence yesterday to charge Cambodian workers who damaged property.
By mid-August, Thailand is expected to have a new Prime Minister, according to officials from the Secretariat of the Cabinet and from Parliament yesterday. A source said a cabinet meeting has been scheduled today as the last meeting for the outgoing Aphisit Wechashiwak government. Among items on the agenda is the preparation for the opening of the House of Representatives. The Election Commission is scheduled today to endorse the first batch of successful candidates as members of parliament. Only winning MP candidates who are clear of complaints or opposition related to the July 3rd election can be endorsed. The EC has 30 days for investigation of challenge cases. The Constitution requires the first House Convention within 30 days after the election with at least 95% of the total MPs attending. From its initial meeting, the Election Commission had informed that the endorsement of the second batch of MPs would be on July the 19th and the third batch on the 26th. The source said, however, the Secretariat of the Cabinet asked the EC to approve at least 475 MPs in the second round, as July the 26th would be too close to the deadline of August the 1st.
Senior officials of the Finance Ministry met with Pheu Thai's economic team to discuss the fiscal policies of the incoming government. Permanent Secretary Aripong Bunchaum and Narit Chayasut, Director General of the Fiscal Policy Office, met with Suchat Thada Damrongwet and Pichai Naritapan. Reports have suggested that the new government will run a large fiscal deficit for fiscal 2012, about 400 billion baht, up from 350 billion baht planned earlier. The new fiscal year will start in October, and the new government has to push a budget bill through Parliament. The Pheu Thai Party, which will form the new government, plans many populist schemes and mega projects investments, which are expected to force it to spend more, while tax revenue will be less because of planned tax cuts. Meanwhile, Prime Minister-designate Yingluck Shinawatra refused to comment on the fiscal policy.
An academic said the new government should increase the country's minimum wage to 300 baht per day on a gradual basis to avoid a big impact on employers. In addition to the hefty daily wage hike, up about 40% from the current rate, the new government also pledges to raise the starting salary of college graduates to 15,000 baht per month from the current 8,000 to 10,000 baht. At Pisan Wanit of University of Thai Chamber of Commerce said these measures will lead to an estimated 28% rise in labor costs for businesses and industries. On the minimum wage hike to 300 baht per day, the labor cost of manufacturing industries would rise 29.61% on average, while the services sector would face a rise of 19.19% in labor cost. Regarding the 15,000 baht starting salary guarantee for new college graduates, the labor cost of manufacturing industries will rise 1.91%, while the services sector's labor cost will rise by 7.32%. He said the hardest hit is the food industry, followed by textiles and garments. He added that the hikes should be gradual and implemented in several stages to avoid shocks to employers, which should also be helped by the government. For example, the cost of raw materials, oil, transportation and tax rates should be lowered, adding that otherwise Thai employers will turn to cheaper migrant labor from neighboring countries.
As for during the election campaign, the Pheu Thai Party has promised to give away the tablets to the children. And now let's see the analysts about many educators are against the tablets computers who will be given by the Pheu Thai parties for the kids.
Pheu Thai Party's election promise of handing out tablet computers to children has come under the spotlight. It is among the policies that most Thai people are watching closely. Academics have warned the party not to continue with this policy without giving consideration to the appropriate software needed to promote technology-driven learning. Sompong Jiradap, a lecturer at Chulalongkorn University, said the Pheu Thai plan is a double-edged sword. Personal tablet computers risk making children addicted to computer games and spending time alone or with just a few friends. Sompong said research has shown most young children use computers for playing games, with only 15% using them for learning. Research findings have confirmed computer game addiction is the reason behind so many dropouts. He is urging Pheu Thai to choose the right age groups and to train teachers how to supervise their students' use of tablets. Without careful planning, the handouts would do more harm than good. Chainarong Intaramisap, chairman of Boyden Global Executive Search, who is also on the Education Reform Policy Committee, and Maitri Inprasit, Dean of Faculty of Education at Khon Kaen University, say they are also against the tablet PC per child policy. Maitri said it is useless if Pheu Thai just gives them tablets, as there are no e-books or other software that will help arouse their learning. Instead, he urged the new government to give 20,000 baht to 30,000 baht to each school to provide good and interesting instructional media items so that students will be motivated to learn by doing activities together. The opposition is not coming just from academics. Individuals who are interested in education have also voiced their concerns at the policy. Many people have posted comments on websites and social media. Some people posted comments in support for the policy, while others are against the policy. A Facebook page has even been opened for internet users to discuss and share their disagreements on the issue. Pavit Thongrod, an educational advisor for the party, insists the party will go ahead with the handout of tablets, with netbooks or notebooks being given to older students. He expects the Pheu Thai-led government to begin implementing the policy by giving the tablet to 800,000 Prathom 1 students in 2012 fiscal year. This will cost about 4 billion baht. Given the major concerns, people are now waiting to see if Pheu Thai will handle it well. The Nation Report by Jularat Sang Patsa and Wannapha Khawpha for ASEAN TV.
The Election Commission is to announce its endorsements of the elected MPs to date, while more complaints are expected to be filed on election irregularities. Deputy spokesman of the Democrat Party, Bunyod Suktinthai, has forwarded a complaint to the Election Commission against the Pheu Thai Party for a probe on electoral fraud. Bunyod stressed on the case that Wim Rungwathana Jinda, the secretary of Pheu Thai's top candidate Yingluck Shinawat and also one of the party's board members, sent an email to the party's members and various news publications indicating that he has paid for Yingluck's media space during campaigning. If the accusation was found to be true, the Pheu Thai can be disbanded according to the law. Moreover, Bunyod has asked the EC to probe on Kok Kaew Phikuntong, the Pheu Thai's party list candidate, whether he has the qualification to remain a member of the party as he has been detained in 2009. This also includes Pitchit Chunban, who was convicted by the administrative court for bribing the judges and was jailed for 6 months. He was likely to have been barred from running in an election.
Pheu Thai has asked for royal pardon from the Cambodian Prime Minister for the 2 Thais who were being detained and being in jail in Cambodia for illegal entry. For more information after the break.